criminal law specialist and practices in California. Lou, Avajoy just set it up. Who made the more compelling case today?
Oh, that's a good one. I think the prosecution made the more compelling case because at the end of the day, if you're trying to disqualify a prosecutor, you have to prove that the evidence that's been presented in these hearings shows that the prosecutor can't be fair or somehow the defendant is prejudiced by this alleged conflict of interest. And the prosecutor's saying it's just not there. A lot of this is salacious. It's interesting to listen to. It sounds very soap opera-like. But how does any of this have to do with Trump's case? What's the connection? And the defense has their arguments, but I think the prosecutor has a bit of a stronger one on this one.
Okay, let me enumerate a few of those that you're talking about there, because the defense tried a lot of different avenues here. One is that the undisclosed gifts from Nathan Wade to Fani Willis far exceeded $100. And they made the case, even if she paid him back, that does not, strike out that you have to disclose those things that you're getting from him. So she got a benefit. They say long before all this, cell phone records show that he was possibly sleeping over at Fani Willis's house on a few occasions. And then they said, as far as prejudice, that Fani Willis was churning up racial tensions at a famous church in the area to throw people off the scent of her romance, which she later admitted to. Any of those seem like viable options to you?
So the question is, do any of those points in any way jeopardize Trump's ability to defend a case against them? It's hard to find that nexus. Now, is it inappropriate? Yes. Should a prosecutor be hiring someone that they are romantically involved in, knowing that they're going to get funding from taxpayer money, and then she herself can, benefits from it by going on vacations and dinners and day trips and so forth? All inappropriate. And there are remedies to handle that. Sometimes it can even go up to the state bar to issue some type of disciplinary action. I don't think that it necessarily would, but there are other remedies to handle issues of unethical or conflicts or things of that nature. Okay. But to try to take those issues and say, well, because of those unethical things or alleged unethical things, Trump can't have a fair trial, that's a bit of a reach by the defense on this one.
How do you understand the standard here? The defense was underscoring there only has to be an appearance of a conflict. The state gets up and says, no, it has to be an actual conflict. Judge McAfee in the past said appearance of a conflict. Which do you think he's going to go with?
Even if he goes with appearance of a conflict, I think the judge also feels the need to then connect that to, is there a prejudice to the defendant as a result of the appearance of a conflict? And I don't know that he's going to make that leap. The best thing going for the defense on this is the way a trial judge works is that they're always thinking, okay, I don't want to make a ruling and then have a prolonged trial for several months only to be reversed on appeal because I made a bad call. So that's one major thing that this judge might be thinking about, that even though he in his heart of hearts feels that Trump is wrong on this one and the prosecution should proceed as is, there might be that, that little voice in the back of his mind saying, you sure you want to do this whole trial and get appealed at the end? There's always that chance. And no judge wants to be reversed on appeal.
So if he keeps Willis and Wade on the case, do you think the state's credibility is damaged?
It depends if you want the answer in their court or the court of public opinion. I think the court of public opinion frowns upon this greatly. People on Trump's side are outraged by this. It's, on one hand, they're saying you're prosecuting Trump for doing something unethical and illegal. And at the same time, it appears that the prosecutor herself is stuffing her pockets with money from her boyfriend who she put on the case. So everybody is doing unethical things. So for the court of public opinion, it's not faring well for them. Court of law that we're focusing on, another story.
Okay, that is sharp analysis, actually. I like all the facets you got into there. We'll see what McAfee thinks. The judge on the case, he could issue a ruling anytime. Lou Shapiro, good to see you again.